because at this time, we something needs to change.
At All-Star, they want to have an opportunity and a conversation. That's what I was alluding to in the beginning. They're going to walk into Caitlin Clark's room. They're going to knock on the door.
Welcome back, my dear viewers. I'm back with another very interesting and informative video that I hope you'll enjoy. Make sure to stay with me until the very end because you won't want to miss what's coming next. So, without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into today's video.
Wilson sending a message to Caitlin Clark. I'm gonna see you at All-Star Weekend. And when I see you, we gon' talk. And it ain't gonna be just me. It's gonna be me, it's gonna be Chelsea Gray, it's gonna be all the activists in the WNBA. We're gonna come knocking on your front door at the hotel room and say, listen up, Caitlin.
That's not a prediction, that's a threat. And what you're watching right now is one of the most bizarre controversies in WNBA history, unfolding in real time. A'ja Wilson, Chelsea Gray, and a group of veteran players are allegedly planning to confront Caitlin Clark at All-Star Weekend and pressure her to publicly denounce her own fanbase. Let me say that again, because it sounds insane even as I'm saying it. They want her to tell millions of people who just started watching women's basketball to stop.
Wow. Let's get right into it, shall we? Like the video, hype the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Before we get into this, folks, what's going on in the WNBA when it comes to fans talking shit, being mean, saying not nice things? It happens in all sports leagues. These women are just so emotional and so soft, they can't handle it. They've been begging for 30 years, I want attention, but only good attention. As soon as they get that attention, ooh, this is too much attention. Too many people are saying mean things. Too many people are calling me trash. Too many people are saying I can't make layups. Oh my gosh, that person called me a mean name.
Here's what's actually happening beneath the surface. For 27 years, the WNBA struggled to get mainstream attention. Average attendance hovered around 6,000 fans per game. Television ratings were so low that games aired on obscure cable channels at 2 in the morning. Veteran players begged for visibility, for sponsorships, for anyone to care. Then Caitlin Clark entered the league in April 2024, and everything changed overnight. Indiana Fever games suddenly drew sellout crowds of 17,000. ESPN moved WNBA games to primetime slots. Merchandise sales exploded by 340% in the first 2 months of the season. The league signed a new media rights deal worth $2.2 billion over 11 years, more than triple the previous contract. This should have been a celebration. Instead, it created a civil war.
They're flipping out. They're going cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. And now they're saying, Kathy Engelbert, you have to do something. Pothole 6627 is saying not nice things to me on Twitter. Kathy, say something, please. Oh no. Oh no. A random person. Oh, the horror. Chelsea Gray thinks that because she aired this person out, it's going to make people think twice. Yeah, it's going to make them think twice. Should I call her trash or should I call her garbage? Should I say she waddles like a penguin? No? Alright.
Watch that clip again and focus on the language being used. Too many people are saying mean things. Too many people are calling me trash. They can't handle it. This is the core of the controversy, and it reveals something fascinating about how these players view their relationship with fans. In every major sports league, athletes deal with hostile crowds, critical commentary, and aggressive fans on social media. LeBron James gets called trash by thousands of people every single game. Tom Brady dealt with Deflategate conspiracy theories for years. NBA players hear opposing fans chant insults about their personal lives. That's professional sports. The attention comes with criticism. You don't get to choose which parts of fame you accept, but several WNBA veterans apparently believe they should only receive positive attention. They wanted visibility, but only if it came with universal praise. They wanted new fans, but only fans who agreed with their political activism and never questioned their performance in the court. When Caitlin Clark's fan base brought both adoration and criticism, some players decided the solution was to reject the entire audience.
Screenshot of it so it couldn't be deleted. I think the first person I said it to was my wife. And then after that, I actually group chatted Asia, Jackie, and Jewel about it. And it was the first one was like, post it. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to. I'm just letting you guys know what I've been sent. I texted my agent, told him, and I decided to post it.
She decided to post it after the Indiana Fever game because she knows what kind of optics those are. People have already gone in the archives of her Instagram comments. She's been getting called nasty names for quite a while. But once the Indiana Fever come to town and layeth the smacketh down on the Las Vegas Aces, oh, well.
Chelsea Gray posted a screenshot of a racist message she received on Instagram after the Las Vegas, the Aces lost to the Indiana Fever on July 14th. The timing matters here. She'd been receiving hostile messages. For months, she admits that in the interview, but she chooses messages. Vocalize this particular message immediately after losing to Caitlin Clark's team. That's not a coincidence. That's strategic narrative management. Here's what makes this complicated. Yes, racist messages are unacceptable. Full stop. No athlete should receive hate speech, and anyone sending racial slurs deserves to be banned from platforms and potentially prosecuted. But Chelsea Gray is conflating legitimate basketball criticism with racism, and that conflation is intentional. When fans say she can't make layups or that her point guard play has declined, that's sports commentary. When someone calls her a racial slur, that's hate speech. Those are not the same thing, and treating them as equivalent shuts down all criticism.
We got our asses whooped.
I don't know. Enough is kind of enough.
Can't even think of a reason.
It's not necessarily like, yeah, these messages are not the first of its kind. It's not. There was other stuff too. I just decided to share that one.
After the Indiana Fever game, right? Right.
And also, it was just time. I got fed up with it, and I just decided to share it. And maybe I don't share the other ones.
You are so stunning, brave, and courageous, Chelsea Gray. Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
But I know people will think twice now. We're just playing the game.
What are people going to think twice about? Should I say you...
This is where the controversy gets truly strange. Chelsea Gray, Asia Wilson, and other veteran players are planning to confront Caitlin Clark during All-Star Weekend and demand she make a public statement denouncing her fans. Think about what they're actually asking for here. Caitlin Clark has never encouraged racism. She's never made inflammatory statements about other players. She's never told her fans to harass anyone. Her crime, according to these veterans, is that some people who like watching her play basketball also happen to be jerks on the internet. And for that crime, she's supposed to tell millions of new WNBA fans that they are not welcome. This strategy makes zero business sense. The WNBA just signed that $2.2 billion media deal, specifically because Caitlin Clark brought mainstream attention to the league. Ratings for Fever games averaged 1.2 million viewers in her rookie season, compared to 300,000 for typical WNBA games in previous years. Telling those viewers to leave would be financial suicide for a league that's never turned a profit in its entire existence.
Make layups, or should I say you can't rebound? I don't know. I don't know. Should I say you're the point fraud, or should I say you're the point you need to leave? Oof. I don't know. What do you really think people are going to think twice about? Well, you think someone who is going to call you a racial slur is going to be halfway through writing that racial slur and say, oh man, that's right, Chelsea Gray. That's right, she said people are going to think twice. Let me put my phone down. That ain't going to happen.
That we love, that we work so hard to do.
But
it's just a certain division that needs to be brought to everyone's attention and understanding that, no, this is something that's been going on, and it's just getting to a point where it's like, all right, now, enough is enough.
But this isn't really about business strategy. It's about control and identity. For decades, the WNBA was a small, tight-knit community. Players knew each other personally. The fan base was predominantly progressive, politically engaged, and deeply invested in social justice causes. The league became a safe space where athletes could be openly gay, politically outspoken, and unapologetically themselves without facing the kind of scrutiny that comes with mainstream attention. Then Caitlin Clark arrived with millions of fans who don't fit that demographic. Some are conservative. Some don't care about activism. Some are casual basketball fans who just enjoy watching an exciting player. Some are definitely jerks who say inappropriate things online. And some veteran players looked at this influx of new attention and decided they'd rather keep their small, ideologically pure community than embrace the messy reality of mainstream success. That's their right, I suppose. But you can't spend 3 decades begging for attention and then complain when the attention arrives with people you don't like. That's not how fame works, that's not how business works. And it's certainly not how you build a sustainable professional sports league.
Because at this time, we something needs to change.
At All-Star, they want to have an opportunity and a conversation. That's what I was alluding to in the beginning. They're going to walk into Caitlin Clark's room. They're going to knock on the door. Caitlin Clark's going to open the door to her hotel room. She's going to peek through it, and there's going to be that, that sliding thing on the door, and all it's going to be is like the chain. And she's going to peek through and say, oh shit, she's going to try to close the door. And then all the players at one time, Brittany Griner, Asia Wilson, they're all going to just, let me in. They're going to bum rush her. They're going to bum rush into that room. And they're going to tie Caitlin Clark up to a chair.
Now, let's talk about the actual plan these players are discussing. According to this commentary, which is based on statements from Chelsea Gray and others, veteran players intend to approach Caitlin Clark privately during All-Star Weekend and pressure her to make a public statement. They want her to say that if you're a fan of hers, if you criticize a WNBA player online, you should stop watching the league. Imagine being Caitlin Clark in that situation. You're a 22-year-old rookie who just finished the most scrutinized debut season in women's basketball history. You dealt with physical play that bordered on assault, including Kennedy Carter body-checking you to the ground in a game on June 1st. You handled constant questions about race and privilege that had nothing to do with your actual performance. You brought unprecedented attention and revenue to a league that desperately needed both. And now veteran players want you to alienate the fan base that made all of that possible. Here's what makes this situation particularly revealing about the current state of the WNBA. This controversy exposes a fundamental tension that's been building for years but only became visible once the league achieved mainstream success. It's a tension between two competing visions of what the WNBA should be. Vision 1 is the WNBA as a social justice organization that happens to play basketball. In this version, the league exists primarily as a platform for activism and progressive politics. Representation. Basketball is important, but it's secondary to the mission of advancing social causes. Players are valued not just for their athletic performance, but also for their willingness to speak out on issues like racial justice, LGBTQ rights, and pay equity. The fan base should be educated, politically engaged, and committed to those same causes. Growth is good, but only if it doesn't compromise the league's values or bring in fans who don't share the progressive worldview. Vision 2 is the WNBA as a professional basketball league that happens to include socially conscious athletes. In this version, basketball comes first. Players are valued primarily for their skill, competitiveness, and ability to entertain fans. Social activism is fine and even encouraged, but it's not a requirement for participation. The fan base should be as large and diverse as possible because that's how you build a sustainable business. Growth is the primary goal because without financial success, the league can't survive long enough to be a platform for anything. These two visions have coexisted uncomfortably for years, but Caitlin Clark's arrival forced attention into the open. She represents Vision 2. Whether she intends to or not. She's a basketball player first, an activist second, or maybe not at all. Her fans are diverse, not ideologically uniform. Some support progressive causes, some don't. Most just want to watch good basketball. And that diversity threatens players who preferred the WNBA when it was a smaller, more ideologically cohesive community. Chelsea Gray's decision to post that racist message after losing to the Fever wasn't just about calling out hate speech, it was about reasserting Vision 1. It was a way of saying, look at what happens when we let in these new fans. Look at the toxicity they bring. We need to go back to the way things were. And the planned confrontation with Caitlin Clark at All-Star Weekend is an attempt to force her to choose a side. Will she support Vision 1 and denounce the fans who don't fit the progressive mold? Or will she support Vision 2 and accept that mainstream success comes with a messy, diverse, sometimes hostile audience? The problem with Vision 1 is that it's financially unsustainable. The WNBA has lost money every single year since its founding in 1997. The league survives only because the NBA subsidizes it to the tune of approximately $10 million annually. Average player salaries are around $130,000 compared to over $9 million in the NBA. Teams play in half-empty arenas and struggle to secure local sponsorships. This model doesn't work without growth, and growth requires accepting fans you might not personally like. The problem with Vision 2 is that it potentially erases what made the WNBA special in the first place. The league has been a genuine safe space for gay athletes, a platform for social justice that other sports leagues often suppress, and a community where players could be fully themselves without conforming to traditional expectations of how female athletes should behave. Mainstream success might dilute that identity. Corporate sponsors might pressure players to be less political. A larger, more diverse fan base might include people who actively oppose the values that current players hold dear. Both concerns are legitimate. But here's the thing, you don't get to choose which problem you face. The WNBA is already mainstream now, whether veteran players like it or not. Caitlin Clark already brought millions of new fans, the media rights deal is already signed, and the sellout crowds are already happening. You can either figure out how to maintain your values while embracing growth, or you can try to push away the new fans and watch the league slide back into obscurity and financial instability. And that's what makes the planned confrontation with Caitlin Clark so misguided. Even if she agreed to denounce her fans, even if she made a public statement saying that anyone who's ever criticized a WNBA player should stop watching, which wouldn't work. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. Those fans aren't going anywhere. The attention isn't going away. And trying to guilt-trip a 22-year-old rookie into solving a problem that veteran players and league executives should be addressing is both unfair and strategically stupid. Here's what the WNBA should actually do instead. First, implement clear social media policies and work with platforms to quickly remove hate speech and ban users who send racist or threatening messages. That's basic risk management that every professional sports league already does. Second, educate new fans about the league's history and values without demanding ideological purity. You can welcome diverse audiences while still maintaining your identity. Third, separate legitimate criticism from hate speech and stop treating all negative commentary as racism or bigotry. When a fan says Chelsea Gray played poorly in a game, that's sports talk. When someone sends a racial slur, that's a crime. Those require different responses. Fourth, recognize that Caitlin Clark is not responsible for policing her entire fan base. No athlete in any sport has that responsibility or that capability. LeBron James can't control what Lakers fans say online. Patrick Mahomes can't prevent Chiefs fans from being jerks. Caitlin Clark can't monitor millions of people who watch her play basketball. Expecting her to do so is absurd. Fifth, and this is the big one, decide what the WNBA actually wants to be. If the league prioritizes social activism over growth, fine. Be honest about that choice and accept the financial consequences. If the league prioritizes growth over ideological purity, which is also fine. Be honest about that choice and accept that your fan base will include people you can't demand, but you can't demand both ways. You can't demand mainstream success while also demanding that mainstream audiences conform to a narrow set of political beliefs. The tragedy here is that the controversy is entirely self-inflicted. Caitlin Clark's rookie season should have been a celebration. The WNBA finally got the superstar it's been waiting for since Diana Taurasi's prime. Ratings are up, attendance is up, merchandise sales are up, the media deal is historic, and every metric of success is pointing in the right direction. But instead of capitalizing on that momentum, some veteran players are trying to sabotage it because they're uncomfortable with the attention and the diverse audience it brings. So what happens at All-Star Weekend? If A'ja Wilson, Chelsea Gray, and others actually confront Caitlin Clark and demand she denounce her fans, how should she respond? Honestly, she should refuse. Politely, professionally, and firmly refuse. She should say that she condemns racism and hate speech, that she supports a welcoming environment for all WNBA players, but that she's not going to tell millions of people to stop watching women's basketball. She should say that growth is good for the league, that diverse fan bases are normal in professional sports, and that veteran players need to accept that mainstream success comes with criticism. And if that response upsets some veterans, so be it. Caitlin Clark doesn't owe them ideological conformity. She doesn't owe them control over her public statements. She owes them respect as fellow professionals, which she's consistently shown, but she doesn't owe them submission to a political agenda that would actively harm her career and the league's financial future. The question is whether a 22-year-old rookie has the confidence and support system to stand up to veteran players who are trying to bully her into compliance. We'll find out soon enough.